Hey adventurers, so today is going to be another book tag. This is going to be the Would You Rather book tag. I was tagged by Kevin Toll Reads for this one, and so yeah, let's go through these 11 prompts plus 12 is tag others. So we'll see who I end up coming up with to tag on this one. Prompt 1. Would you rather read a psychological thriller with an unreliable narrator or a mystery with a twist ending? Oh, this is already starting off strong. I'm going to say a thriller because I prefer thrillers to mysteries. Prompt 2. Would you rather be trapped in a locked room mystery or be part of a cat and mouse chase across a foreign city? I have always loved the idea of doing an escape room. I haven't done one yet. So because of that, I'm going to go with locked room mystery, although I wouldn't have any... I would enjoy doing a cat and mouse chase across a foreign city. I think that'd be fun. I would be scared. But if I could speak the language, then that would be super fun. If I couldn't communicate, then that would be a lot more difficult. Prompt 3. Would you rather read a thriller that keeps you on the edge of your seat but has a disappointing ending, or a slower paced thriller with a perfect and satisfying ending? Okay, so it's very important. The big thing in Stormlight Archive is journey before destination. And I agree with that to a lot, to a large degree. I think that the journey has to be amazing. But with that, the destination also has to be incredible, or else it's not worth it. The journey, like, there's parts of the journey that can be worth it and aspects of it, but I really need that ending to be good, which is part of my problem with Stormlight Archive, to be honest. The ending of that first arc, which I know is not the end of the series, it's the end of the first arc, and it's book 5 of 10. It's dead center in the center of the series. But, like, I get that, but I need that ending. I really, most often, while I need the journey to be enjoyable as well, the ending is what ends up becoming my favorite part of the story. So definitely going with ending on that one. A satisfying ending. Would you rather uncover a major secret halfway through the book or wait until the last chapter for the big reveal? I don't like waiting till the last chapter. I really like following action. I really like when there is a chance after the main plot has ended, after there has been the climax, where there is time to calm down, to slow down, to take a breath, to look back at what's going on. So I'd rather I'd say that I'd rather the big reveal be at, what does it say? Rather uncover a major secret halfway through the book. I guess that's what I would prefer on that one. Prompt 5. Would you rather follow a detective with a dark past or a criminal mastermind who is always one step ahead? I'm going to go with a detective with a dark past because I like following heroes more than I enjoy following villains. Although following villains or criminal mastermind can be interesting as well, depending on the way that it's done. And I like the one step ahead, but I like seeing how somebody is one step ahead from the people who aren't the criminal, if that makes sense. Prompt 6. Would you rather read a thriller set in a remote, isolated location or one set in a bustling city full of hidden dangers? I'm gonna go with set in a remote, isolated location, and the reason why is because that is more often going to be atmospheric and exotic than a city is going to be. And so I do prefer I think I would prefer a thriller set in a remote, isolated location. Although bustling city full of hidden dangers, that can be fun too. I'm specifically thinking about Calculated. The first book in the Calculated series by Nova McBee is set in Shanghai, which is very much a bustling city full of hidden dangers, and there's a lot of really fun aspects to that story because of that. So yeah, it can easily go either way. Prompt 7. Would you rather have a main character who is constantly making the wrong decisions but ultimately survives, or a character who makes all the right decisions but still ends up in danger? It depends on how the character is written. Quite honestly, this could go either way for me. I don't want a poorly written character either way. If it doesn't make sense for them to be making bad decisions, then I don't want to be following that character. However, I also don't need my character to always make the right decisions, because that's not always interesting for the story. It can be, that can be well done, and depending on the type of character that you have, that can be interesting, and so I don't have any problem with that. But I think I'm going to go with, I think it's more likely to be interesting if it's a character who constantly is making wrong decisions versus a character who makes all the right decisions. Prompt 8. Would you rather read a book with a villain who has a personal vendetta against the protagonist, or one with a villain who is completely unknown and mysterious? I don't think these two things are mutually exclusive. Actually, that's the case with most of these prompts. I don't think that these are mutually exclusive concepts. I'm trying to think back to some of my favorite villains in thrillers that I've watched or read or whatever, and most of the time there is some level of personal connection to the character versus rather than them just being a mystery. And if done well, I really like the personal connection. So I'm gonna go with that one for this answer. Prompt 9. Would you rather read a thriller with intricate mind-bending puzzles to solve, or one with high-intensity action scenes? I like puzzles. I really like puzzles. And if the puzzles are written out to the point where I can actually understand them and see what's going on, to the point where the information is there for me to be able to solve, that is what I want. It's so often that writers, and I've seen this enough with Agatha Christie, I've seen this with other people as well, you don't get all the information that you need, and that's where it becomes a struggle. Oftentimes I either will choose not to figure it out, or I just won't be able to figure out the ending by the end. But I want to be able to, if I want to dedicate the time to it, to understanding the mystery, I want to be able to figure out the mystery. And so, yeah, I prefer mind-bending puzzles to solve. Would you rather read a thriller? This is prompt 10. Would you rather read a thriller with multiple points of view, or one that focuses solely on the protagonist's perspective? Both can be interesting. I'm going to say solely protagonist's perspective because it's very easy to hide information from one character. When you have multiple POVs, you lose the tension a little bit. And I like them both. I do like multi-POV stories, but I think for this one I'm going to stick with the single perspective, so the main protagonist's perspective. Prompt 11. Would you rather read a book written in first-person point of view or third-person point of view? Again, I'm going to go with first-person on this one due to the fact that you will reduce the amount of information that the character can have. Third person can be really interesting. I do like third person generally more than first person, but with first person it allows you to not know everything that's going on everywhere all at once, and so that's really nice, especially for a thriller where the whole point of the story is to not understand what's going on completely. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with first person on that one, although third person, I do like third person a lot, probably more than first person, quite honestly. Tag others. So this is prompt 12, and let's just scroll through my list of people and see who I want to tag on this one. I'm going to choose not to tag the people that I normally do, which would be Liam and Shannon and stuff. And I'm going to go with, let's see, who do I want to tag on this one? Well, let's do, you know what? Let's do Nico from Nico's Book Reviews. He doesn't really do tags anymore, or I don't think. But it'd be interesting. I don't know if he reads thrillers that much, but it'd be interesting just to see his answers anyways, if he wants to. And let's go with Britton from Some Okie Dude. And let's go with Chaz from Bookish Chaz. Anyways, those are my answers to the Would You Rather book tag. Yeah, and of course, anybody else who wants to do this tag, who found it interesting or whatever, go ahead and do this. Consider yourself tagged if you need to. Yeah, this was a fun one to do. I need to read more thrillers, and I'm glad that Kevin tagged me in this one because it reminds me that I need to read thrillers, but also I need to reach out to him and be like, yeah, let's do a read along, a buddy read for something at some point. So it's a good reminder, and hopefully making this video will remind me to go reach out to him to do that, because I do need to. Anyways, thank you guys for watching an Erudite Adventure. We post videos every Monday and Thursday. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you guys again soon. Stay warm.